Hi guys, this is Veronica and Aaron Benson. We're with Benson Coaching, and we're so excited that you've chosen to join us today. We are going to be sharing 3 different tips that we have implemented not only into our lives, but into our business that have taken things to the next level. So we've been able to talk with a lot of you, and we know that a lot of you have home-based businesses or that you're entrepreneurs, whether you're working with a team or you're working by yourselves, that we want to share 3 things that we've done that we know can benefit you in different ways. But if you're going to implement these into your life and into your business, that you can definitely take things to the next level.
Upgrade.
Upgrade. There we go. So
the important thing is that there's some trust here, right? So I'm Aaron, this is Veronica. We've been married for 15 years. Which is awesome. Yeah, that is awesome.
It is.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
15 years, we have 4 kids, 3 girls and 1 boy. And you know what? We're just trying to do good in our lives. We're trying to make a difference and to offer opportunities to increase awareness on how to live life with some fulfillment and some satisfaction and some progress. And so that's why we are offering this information today on these 3 tips that Veronica mentioned, that we're going to share with you. That's just a little bit about us.
Yep, just a little bit. In fact, we have a picture. Let me pull it up.
While you're doing that, it wasn't very long ago where I was just kind of stuck in the way I was doing things, and came across some information that really helped me. Here's a picture of our family. There you go. Me and Veronica, bottom left corner. Me and Veronica and the kids in the top right. So that's our family. And so, anyway, it wasn't very long ago that I was in a situation where I was just allowing my days to just go by without much meaning and without much purpose. I just got into I don't know if you call it a groove, because that's kind of a positive thing, but I got into a rut. We'll call it a rut. This rut was me waking up, doing the same thing I did every day, finishing up what I did for work, and then going home and kind of the same thing every day. But I've learned something at an experience that I had where I got some training and heard some information that increased my awareness, and I discovered some things that have really helped me to make some progress. And so what I realized is that our brain is amazing. Oh, I did not even just choreograph that, or I don't know what the word is, but I just said that. Our brain is amazing. It's a muscle that can actually be formed and developed into, us becoming whatever we want to become. We don't need to let the past determine our future. I realized this. See, what was happening is in my mind, I was kind of just in easy mode. I knew what I did every day. Like, you brush your teeth. You don't really have to think about brushing your teeth. You do it. Your subconscious mind just takes over. And once I learned my job and I did the same thing every day, that's what was happening. My subconscious mind just took over, and I just let it do its thing. But I've discovered more fulfillment and satisfaction by taking control of my brain and training it to get the results that I want. And so we're going to share with you some tips, like Veronica mentioned, that can really offer you an opportunity to expand your business and your potential in creating some amazing things and getting your brain to work for you. And so the first one that we want to share, and this is something that I've found a lot of value in, is stating declarations or affirmations. You can, either one, they're kind of interchangeable. But the thing about the declarations is it allows us to identify who we are. So we're making statements about who we are. So in these examples here, I am confident and charismatic. And I repeat that statement over and over. But what's been found in the science behind the brain is when you say it with passion, that's when it really makes the connection with your brain. So I am confident and charismatic. You see the difference there between I'm confident and charismatic. There's a big difference. That's one that I like to share. What's one of your favorites?
I like that I am excellent at managing time, because I think so often we say, oh, I don't have time for that, or I'm too busy, I can't do those things. And we're all busy. You know, you are moms and dads, you have families, businesses, like we're all busy. But one that I found that just helps train my mind is that I am excellent at managing time, or I say I have enough time. So that's one of mine.
Really what we're doing with these declarations is you're honing in on who you are as a person, who you want to be. Because remember, your brain is a muscle, so you can form it into whatever beliefs you want to believe and what you want your lifestyle to be. As business owners, for those of you who run your own business, this is so amazing to experience. When you follow through with this and repeat this day after day, you start to believe it. And then evidence starts to come up of, wow, I am creating some amazing things. And it's okay to be busy, like you mentioned with time. Busy, it's actually good to be doing things. I think where I get frustrated at times is if I'm not doing something that's worthwhile for me with my time. If I'm just doing busy stuff, it doesn't fulfill me as much as important stuff that I do with my time. And running a business, we all know it's about efficiency. So one declaration you could say, I am efficient and I create. You know, you could say something like that. I mean, there's lots of ways you can use the declarations, but it's one of the best ways to get control over your situation is to start speaking kinder language about yourself and improve that relationship with self. So that's the first tip that we have is, of these, choose one or two and start stating them a couple times a day, and you'll see some awesome results.
Yeah. We've even had our kids, we'll say them in front of our kids, and our kids will say their own, and it's helped them, you know, have a better day at school, and just to be more positive with what they're doing. So declarations is definitely one. And you can come up with your own. This is just, and this is a small list. You can write your own.
Tiny list, tiny.
Yeah, write your own. It's definitely good. So that's number one, is declarations. So number two, our second tip for you is use a vision board. This is one that I personally love, love, love. I tell everyone about it, all the clients that we mentor and that we do group coaching with. I always implement a vision board and teach about it because it's one that has helped me personally so much. Now, I want you to think back to, you know, maybe when you were younger. I know teachers would ask me to write down goals on a piece of paper. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I just found it completely boring. I couldn't connect with it. I was a kid, so just writing down my goals just seemed dumb to me. I'll admit that right there. And even as an adult, I just thought this just isn't doing it for me. So when I came across doing a vision board, I thought, okay, this is much better. This is more fun. I can see something. I'm a visual learner, and chances are maybe you are too. But what you do is that, you know, we are looking at the goals that we want to accomplish, and we're tying it to a picture. And what that does for our brain is it allows us to use the side that's creative and sees visuals, and also connect it with the side that has, you know, maybe numbers attached or words. Okay, you're using both sides of your brain, and that's what we want to do is focus on being able to do that whole brain learning. So vision board is simple. You look at your goals and you tie a picture to it, and then you look at it every day. And I look at mine in the morning after I wake up, and then in the evening before I go to sleep. And the amazing thing that we've been talking about with our brain is that we can train it to do the things that we want it to do, to see the things that we want it to see. Have you ever, you know, maybe you bought a new car and it was a red convertible, and then everywhere you go, you are seeing that car pop up. You'll be like, oh, there's another red one, another red one. Well, that's what we're doing with a vision board, is we're allowing our mind to be able to see more of what is already in front of us, and also to be able to create more. And so I would highly recommend that you do a vision board and be able to be consistent with it. That's the main thing, is that you're looking at it every day, and it's on your mind, coming up with solutions on how you can get those things.
We do some in-depth training on the benefit and the value that this has, because I think for me, for a lot of years, I didn't have vision. I I kind of did my thing day after day, and I didn't really know where I was going or what I wanted. So the vision board basically is an indication to me of what I want in the future. Like, what am I going for? What am I going through this day to accomplish? And if I have some action steps that are up on a wall that I can see on an image, it allows my brain to kind of seize that image and work towards it. And there's something different about living life with purpose as opposed to living life just going through the motions. And so a vision board is about the future. What is your vision? What do you want to accomplish? And then when you reach those goals, you take them off and you put another one up there. And it just keeps feeding you that accomplishment energy. And so it's a really useful resource to get you moving in the direction of accomplishing your goals. I think we have goals, but we don't take the time to write them down. This way gives us an added advantage and benefit because we're looking at an image along with the words.
Yeah.
So it can be really beneficial.
Yeah, it's worked for us and me personally. And
I think they need an example. I think they need an example.
Okay, well, so one example, last year when I started this whole brain learning, using more visuals, I was training for a marathon. And actually I was training for a half marathon first, and I accomplished that. And I did that, and I thought, wow, okay, maybe I could do a full. And so I put a picture of a marathon, of a runner on there. And it was just talking about, my goals for running this marathon, which seems totally crazy to some people. But I saw it every day. And so every day when I would go out running, I would think, okay, why am I doing this? And I would think of that vision of that picture that was on my board. Exactly. And it just really helped me to see what I was working on and to help me to know what my goal was. So yeah.
And you guys have heard this before. Out of sight, you know the next part, out of mind. When we don't see what we're going for, we probably are not going to go for it.
Yeah.
So what's a way to increase your focus and your attention on something you want? See it. And the way you see it is to put up an image. And then when you're in the moment and you're running on the road and you're thinking, this hurts, it's painful, your brain says, oh, but you know what? You have that image on your wall of a goal that you want to accomplish of running a marathon. Okay, I can do this. I can manage this pain. I can get through this because I really want to experience running through the finish line on that day. Is going to be awesome.
Well, this will work with any part of your life, whether it's your personal life, whether it's your business. This will work in every aspect. So this is definitely one we want you to try.
When I was just sharing that right now, I thought of Veronica coming across the finish line in the marathon she ran in, and I just was overcome just now on those feelings, knowing that she accomplished that. It's an amazing feat. So yeah, we need that encouragement, but if we don't see it, it won't be on our minds. So out of sight, out of mind. Instead, let's put it in our minds and get it in our sight. So vision boards.
Well, this is just what you're talking about. Your brain connects with the things that it sees, and you can remember it. And the more often you look at it, that connection becomes stronger. So that's our second thing, was vision boards. Okay, so now on to our third.
So we got declarations, vision boards, both of which we train more in depth on. Yeah. So if there's a little confusion, we can give you support and give you some more training. But just for tips and for time-wise, these are some really great suggestions. The third one is an AM and a PM schedule. Now, we already talked about efficiency. You're running your own business or you're trying to get your personal development to a better spot. A really good tip to get progress is to do the same thing in the morning and the evening, a schedule, a routine. Okay, so for me, I like to wake up at 4 in the morning, 4:30. Yeah. It's somewhere around there. But I realized that I wasn't able to get stuff I wanted to get done in the morning with our kids, getting ready for school. And so I realized I got to get up earlier, and I made that part of my schedule. So what I like to do is I like to get up, I like to exercise, I like to do some spiritual type of improvement, spiritual self-improvement. And then I like to sing, and I like to dance, and I like to state my declarations. That's all part of my AM routine. My PM routine, me and Veronica like to sway, which we
Really,
talk
it's
about
just like
that, but it's kind
dancing
of like slow dancing, but
back
it's
and
kind of,
forth.
it's more like a rhythm type of thing to kind of let our body and our brains know that we're in this together. Like,
It's just reconnecting for us.
right.
And then I'll
I
look at my
feel
vision
bad even
board.
bringing that up because it might confuse people, but that's one thing
Yeah.
we do in the evening.
We just kind of dance. It's a dance.
I also like to just kind of think about my day and what I've experienced to kind of reflect. And then, I mean, that's pretty much and I like to be to bed by 10 o'clock. That's my goal.
I like to look at my vision board right before I go to bed because my mind is still thinking about it as I sleep. But you can come up with your own morning and evening routine, whether it's your business again, or whether it's your life. They're so intertwined that it's hard to separate them at times. But if you have kids, you have family, maybe you have another job that you're working on the side of your business, then you need to maybe have more time in the morning that you need to schedule for those things. But it's important, and it will take your business to the next level when you have these things in place.
Because here's the thing, if you're like me, we're human beings, so probably pretty similar for the most part. But if you're like me, if there's certain things that if I don't get done on a day, my brain will say you haven't done that yet. So what I would suggest as part of your AM schedule is to really focus in on the behaviors that you feel are really important to get taken care of. For me, it's exercise. It's like once I get that done, my brain is just so much more at ease. Like it doesn't bother me the rest of the day because it's done. And if my brain says, hey, you didn't, oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I exercised this morning. That is the one thing that nags at me until it gets done. And so I really try to focus on exercise first. That's me personally.
Yeah.
I speak to a lot of people across the country, and a lot of them bring up exercise as a big challenge. Like, it's like if they can get that done, that really helps decrease agitation. And you can focus your energy on things that matter with your business. So get those behaviors done that you feel, if you don't do it, really bothers you. Write them down and be like, oh, obviously I need to do this as part of my AM routine. Get it done early in the day, and then move on and get your business taken care of, family, everything else.
Well, all these things are, they're personal development. You've got to take care of yourself first before you can try to give all your energy.
Well, you don't have to. It's just that.
That's true. You don't have to.
It's just that if you don't, you're going to find your cup is empty. You're only going to be able to give on the short term. 3 months into giving so much to everyone, you're going to burn out. And I know that because that's what's happened to me, and that's what's happened to her. So we try to fill our cups up so that we can give to others. It's not a selfish thing. It's an important thing. You've got to put yourself up there so that you can give all you want to give, because we know you want to give. You're running a business, or you're running your families, or you're giving to others. We know that. And if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to have that fulfillment and satisfaction because your energy is just zapped. So
those are our
AM PM is a good strategy for getting energy and filling your cup up.
So declarations, vision board, and AM and PM schedule. Those are your 3 tips that are really going to take your business to the next level. But what we try to work with people, especially when you have a business, is that you can't do it alone. And you can try, and we've tried, but it's just impossible to do it alone. So what we have found is that having a mentor to help guide you through some of these things and work past some of the blocks that you have, because everyone has them, everyone has something we're working on, that it's really nice to have a mentor if you want to make those positive changes. Okay, so our next group mentoring coming up is starting in May, and it's the month of May. So we're going to be starting in the next week. And what we want to tell you about is just a great opportunity for you to not only focus on your business, but also on your personal development that, again, will go into all areas of your life. So what is coaching and mentoring? Well, here are just a few things about what it is, but things that we have focused on that have helped us is that you're going to hit your goals faster when you have a mentor, someone that's holding you accountable. You can get past the things that are holding you back. For a lot of years, I had things that were holding me back, and so did Aaron. But we've tried to work past those.
And we still do. I mean, we're a work in
Absolutely.
progress like anyone else.
Work in progress.
What we've done though is we've gotten training, and we've increased our awareness, and that's really what's made the difference is awareness. And then we get to decide what we're going to do with that awareness as we discover where we can go with our energy and our unity. And so, these are really good aspects of what we can offer to increase your awareness. And so group mentoring is it's a beneficial value to what you're trying to accomplish and create, not just in your business, but in your personal life and how you interact with people around you, kids and family and people in your community. So
we're both mentors. Aaron also has his master's degree in social work and has been doing lots of counseling and working with different groups over the last 10 years. So all of that experience we've pulled in to give to others that want to take life to the next level. And so that's what our group mentoring is. It's an 8-week course that we're going to be covering different topics. But you're going to question, ask yourself, is this for you? Do you feel stuck in what you're doing, whether it's with your business, whether it's with your life? You feel like you want to get to the next level, but you just don't know how, and you want to challenge yourself, okay? Or are you struggling in your relationships? This could be a good group for you. Now, like we said, our 8-week course is set up so that each week we cover something different. And we do limit it to 10 people because we personally work with you one-on-one. And we want it to be a personal experience, not just that you're in a group and you're trained on the same thing, but it has nothing to do with you personally. We get to work with you one-on-one, both Aaron and myself. And so that's why we have a limit of 10 people in our small groups. But 8 weeks full of content. We do a live video training each week and on different topics. You'll also get to do those one-on-one calls with us. And after going through the reviews from our last group that we just finished, that was the main point for each one of them, was the one-on-one calls. You want to talk about that?
Well, I just think there's a lot of value one-to-one because you get 45 minutes to discuss what your goals are. Yeah. And we take care of ourselves in a great way. Like we definitely are ready to offer and support you. And individually, we can really listen and allow you an opportunity to discover what meanings you're identifying for what kind of future you want to have with your business. And discovery is a big deal. It's a big deal. When you discover something and then you're like, aha, you have an aha moment. Those are so precious.
Those are awesome.
Like those are moments where you just realize I'm busting through a wall and this feels so good. For a lot of years I've been stuck and I'm busting through this wall and it feels so great to feel the way that I feel. And so the one-on-one calls really add that value to really focus in on you and what you want to accomplish. And our feedback is letting us know that that's a major value for people, is that one-to-one time.
So during this 8-week course, we're going to be doing 4 different one-on-one calls, as well as our 8-week live, our weekly live trainings. And then also to go along with each week, we have worksheets that you can do and follow along with that will help you to kind of make more connections for yourself personally. Here are these are just a few of the topics that we do cover, and we're always adding new content to these weeks because as we learn and grow, we want to be able to pass this information along to the people that we mentor, because it's no good if we learn something and then we never share it or we never implement it into our own lives. So here are just some of the topics. Money is a big one that we talked about this last group. Self-sabotage, the things that you do to kind of hold yourself back. Vision boards and declarations, and we'll be doing more in-depth training than we've done today. But also relationships and connections. I'm going to guess that most of you in your business, it is built on relationships. It's built on connecting with people, and that is so important. So that's what we're going to cover on one of those weeks. But like I said, this is just a small list of what we're going to be covering, and in your one-on-one sessions you will probably choose to cover other things as well. So you want to cover this?
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to.
He's
So
good.
as far as outcomes go, now you got to keep in mind that if you choose in, you play at 100%. That means that the worksheets we offer, you're filling those out, you're taking time to contemplate, to reflect, to think about, to discover. You can create some awesome outcomes.
Yeah.
Okay. The science behind the brain backs this up. The more you repeat something and the more focused you are, the more likely it is that whatever it is that you're working on is going to trigger and fire as a belief in your mind. Now you need those because there are going to be moments where you're going to hear people saying you can't do this or you can't do that. But if your brain has been trained, your brain will come back with, oh, I can do that because I'm excellent at managing time. So it's those moments where having that trigger or having that fire as a belief that really gives us some value in life, because there's setbacks happening all the time. You guys know this. When you face setback, how do you respond? Are you going to shrink and change who you are? Or are you going to put your chin up, step forward, and state, I got this. I will find a way. I don't know how to do this, but I will find a way to do it. There's a different energy that comes with saying something like that, as opposed to, I don't know if I can do this. So what you will create, you'll develop a plan. Okay, you're going to have goals. There's going to be goals that you're going to state, and those are going to happen on the individual calls where we'll talk about your goals and we'll talk about your plan. What is your plan? Again, out of sight, out of mind. Let's get it in your mind and in your sight. And then you're going to notice that your confidence is going to go up. It's the science behind the brain.
Which
Again,
that helps your business
confidence,
tremendously.
amazing. Invitations, relationships, your product of what you're sharing, more confidence in that. So just some really good value on what you can create by participating. So
Awesome. Well, here's just one review, if you will, from our last group. We had a 6-week group and we decided to extend it to 8 weeks because we had other things that we really wanted to share. And so this next group, our May group, is 8 weeks. But this is what they said. It's just that it had a positive impact through the phone calls and webinars to achieving goals. They helped me realize that I can do better, and I'm the only one standing in the way of my dreams. I love that. And the people that were in our last group had big goals, and they went after them. And we were excited to be able to cheer them along on their journey because we were right there with them. Someone said, I highly recommend for anyone who needs to start taking more focused action. This has been awesome. So this is just a couple words of what we just went through in our group that just ended, but we're getting ready to start our new one. And will you be jumping in with us is the big question.
Now, here's the thing. We know that there are a lot of people out there who want to be the naysayers. So when you're running your own business, or even in your own family, when you're trying to get your kids to do something and cooperate, you're going to get resistance. So you choose to work on yourself, you're going to be more skilled, have more tools to work with to respond to those moments when you hear those naysayers. Those people out there who want to bring everyone down because they're down, we're saying you join in with us and you focus on your self-development and get yourself to a spot where you can work through those kind of those naysayers, those people who tell you can't do this. You have a business that you run, or you have a family that you're in, and you hear all the time, this is dumb, you can't do this, there's no way you're going to reach this. And so we got to step up. We got to step up and say, no, now is the time. I'm going for it. And we are the type of people who will definitely encourage you because we're living it right now. We have people out there who are naysayers, who are saying, you can't do this, you can't create this.
You'll always have those people.
And that's fine. That's fine. We embrace them. We accept them. It's just that we realize we have evidence that we're making progress, but we're doing something about it. We're not just saying, maybe it'll happen next year. No, we're jumping in right now. We're jumping in right now. And that's what we're inviting you guys to do, is to jump in. Focus on your self-development, and you'll see amazing results.
Absolutely. So as we end, we want to just tell you just that our 8-week program, which you get to work one-on-one with us and have the 8 weekly live trainings with us and be involved in our small group, is going to be $297. And if you were to be able to work with us one-on-one, it would be more than this. But we want to be able to have that group community and be able to give you all the energy that we have. And also be able to share what other people are going through, because I'm going to guess that what you're going through is similar to maybe what someone else is dealing with, and we can help one another. And that's why our groups are so important. And we found that people have value and are able to boost their businesses at the end. And not only their business, their life. Okay? Because life is more than just your business.
And here's what we got to get away from. We got to get away from thinking that we can just do everything on our own. And like she said, let's work together. Like being in the group, and this happened in our last group, there were so many positive messages in the group towards one another. And you could just feel that share energy increase. And they started giving each other support and saying, hey, you can do this. It's so nice to have that encouragement, because even though we like to say, I can do this, sometimes we still don't believe it. But when someone else says to me, Aaron, you got this, it overcomes me. And I start to think about all the support I have and the confidence that comes to me. And so the group really is a nice, safe place to work together. We got to get away from thinking that I can do this on my own. I've done that for years. And I realize now we got to work together. Veronica's been telling me for years, let's work together. And I kept saying, I can do this on my own.
You got to surround yourself with the people that are going to build you up. And that's exactly what we want our group to be. So if that's what you want, and that's what you want for your business and for your life, then come join us, because I can guarantee that you're going to have amazing results, just like our past.
And don't think about it as a cost. Okay? Think about it as an investment, because what you invest into this is going to give you awesome returns, okay, in your business and your relationships. And then, the other thing is that you then get to share value with other people. So it's all about other people. You're here to focus on you and work on yourself, but your energy and your confidence is going to positively influence all the people around you. So even if you're in a good spot, this is a great way to get some training and to share and offer something of value to other people around you. So there's a huge return on your investment. So choose in.
Hey, thanks for joining us, guys. Hope you implement our 3 tips, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for your time.